Good morning, everybody. I'm Eureka John, and you're at Eureka Street Crypto, broadcasting live at 5:54 in the morning on a Saturday morning, March 5th, 2022. And this is episode number 421. If you're listening to the podcast version, the audio version, I think it's like episode 92, maybe, or something like that up on there. I don't know. I don't know. I started doing the podcast version much later than I started doing the YouTube version. And so I don't know why I just started off at one whenever I started doing the podcast. Maybe in the spirit of application developers and computer scientists, I should have started at episode 0, but I didn't. Anyway, this is my morning video blog. Yeah, so brain dump type of thing, and sometimes I do interviews, sometimes I cover projects, sometimes I just sit on here and just talk some smack. So whatever, this is my exploration into the crypto space, and this is me documenting myself doing it and just learning about live streaming and AV stuff at the same time as I learn about crypto. And try to do this when the house is quiet early in the morning while everybody's asleep before I go on and get about my day. I'm going to be trying to sell my truck today. I have a truck, and I'm going to try to sell it and buy a complete video editing bay slash, studio. And I'm serious, man. I'm getting into this, getting in deeper and deeper. As I go through all this Dow Planet footage, I'm realizing that my computer is really not built for some serious video editing and stuff like that. So I'd like to up my game a little bit. I'm 421 episodes deep in this, and then I'm doing a lot of other projects and podcasts. I mean, this is by no means my professional version, but I have fun with this, and I get to experiment around with it. So that's what matters. And I'd like to take it up a notch, man. And I'm kind of transitioning out of my current job, and gonna try to make the leap, and not necessarily a leap, but more of a slide into the full Web3 space and the DAO space. Might use things like Opolis, .org, I believe, Opolis, to be able to cover a lot of my benefits and a lot of my tax stuff and all that stuff. It's basically a cooperative, and it's a platform that allows freelancers and people moving fully into the DAO space to be able to transition and operate in the DAO space, yet still remain in compliance with all the regular business stuff in the real world. And so such things such as benefits and 401ks and all that stuff, all that crap, taxes, and all that stuff that creatives and people who operate businesses don't necessarily want to have to do. And sometimes, in order to operate your own business, you have to become, you start a business because you find something you enjoy doing, like video editing, or let's say making beef jerky, and you love making beef jerky, and you're the best beef jerky maker. But then you find out that when you want to make a business out of it, you have to file all this paperwork and do all those taxes, and if you have people working for you, you have to take care of a bunch of benefits and all types of stuff. And it's a pain in the ass, and it's a lot of documentation, a lot of spreadsheets, and a lot of this and that don't have anything to do with beef jerky, And it's just like, man, dude, all I want to do is create beef jerky. And here I am over here having to learn how to do spreadsheets and, Excel spreadsheets and Notion pages and, all types of other stuff. And, go through all these government websites to try to figure out how to do. No, so Opolis will help take care of that stuff for you, and so you can work for DAOs, and they're specifically Web3 and DAO focused as well. So that's pretty rad, and I think it's they have a token. I don't know a whole lot about it, honestly. I need to dig in and take a look. So, but I'm gonna check into that for this. Anyway, I got sidetracked, as I always do in the mornings, but that's it, man. It's the spirit of the morning shows. Like, I don't really, I'm not out here trying to gain a bunch of watchers and listeners. If you can stomach my tangents, then that's great. All right, so let's see here. That's what CoinGecko has to say. I saw Bitcoin get up to 47,000 this week. And then now here it is. It looks like it's dropped back down to 39. I mean, can you say volatility? I mean, this is insane with all the stuff that's going on in the world. I mean, look at that. It's just you can't see the graph part on your version. Here, I will move it over just slightly for temporarily so you can just see. Looks like the site cannot. Yeah. Hold on. I was trying to refresh the page and it's saying it's not loading. But it looks like basically like a camel's back. Like the entire or inverted cup and handle. Is that what all the technical analysis people would call it? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah. It's amazing the pictures that these people like create in their head of these graphs and stuff. That's an ascending wedge. That's an inverted cup and handle. That's a head and shoulders. I don't know, man. It looks like volatility to me. Anyway, I don't know. That's why I don't do charts. I believe in Web3 technology and where it's going, and I'm just trying to learn as much as possible. I feel like we are in the early stages, like whenever the internet first started and stuff like that. There, you can see it. It's just kind of like, and it shoots up, whoa, and then it does it back down to arch, and then it comes back down to reality here, and it's just like basically the same spot where we started off the last 7 days ago. So yeah, everybody enjoyed that little that weekly pump. I hope you sold. I bet a lot of people sold off because there were a lot of people during the previous crash who had bought at the top, and they were just waiting for any opportunity to sell off and not take a complete loss on everything that they had bought at the top. So I imagine that's probably what maybe some of that is. I don't know. I'm only sitting there speculating on this crap. Yeah, I don't do day-to-day speculation. Anyway, so let's take a look down here. Ethereum's down to 2653.87. Tether stablecoin dollar. BNB Binance is 380.86. USDC is $1. XRP 73 cents. Terra 85.49. Solana 88.82. Cardano 86 cents. Avalanche 77.37. Polkadot 1707. Binance USD is stablecoin's $1. The Doge somehow still hanging around in there, 13th place, and Shiba Inu with the Terra US stablecoin sandwiched in between. Let's see, got another rat Bitcoin. Polygon $1.49. Cosmos Hub is up 10.3% in the past 7 days, $30.11. And then we have Near Protocol, which I want to take a look at a little bit here today. At $10.61, up 18.6%. It's seen Near's been pumping. I mean, the past few months, it's come from the bottom and already up in number 22. So that's pretty incredible for Near. So yeah, I did notice that. Let's see where Theta is. Yeah, it's at $2.86. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. Right now, the crypto market is a little depressing, but it is what it is. It's you just go through the dips and the pumps, and overall, I believe it is an upward direction in the end run of it all. And I'm not sitting here trying to day trade. So whatever, it is what it is. I did notice, and I got this email, and I can't find it now. Obviously, my email box. I think I trashed it, but I was reading it while I was going to the bathroom. I don't know, and then I must have hit delete, and then I went back to look for it. But update on your DAI rewards rate. So Coinbase, this is from Coinbase. We periodically assess the rewards rate for DAI stablecoin and notify you of changes. As of March 4th, the DAI rewards rate changes from 2% to 0.15% API. And I was sitting there and, it made me do a double take, made me squeeze my cheeks. I was just like, what the hell, dude? DAI going from 2% to 0.15% API. 0.15, that might as well be at a bank, what we're trying to get away from. And, Coinbase is a starter place for a lot of people getting into crypto. It's super easy to use. And one of the appeals and of the ways you can get people into crypto is saying, well, just get into stable coins, because it's exactly the same value as a dollar. And then all you got to do is hold it on one of these, crypto exchanges, and then you can put it in there and you can earn, 4%, 6% yield on some, on crypto.com, and, instead of this 0.01, 0.05, 0.1%, 0.15% APY that banks give you. And banks are even calling 0.15% high yield accounts. That's like credit union accounts is 0.15%. Oh, it just makes me sick. Like 0.15 is not even 1%. It's disgusting. And so now Coinbase is kind of, they faced a bunch of pressure recently from the SEC or a few months ago, or a couple months ago, and because they were wanting to put in this platform called the Lend platform. And the Lend platform would have allowed people to lock up their stable coins and get up to 4% APY. Oh my God, In the meantime, we're over here in the DeFi world just completely degenning in and getting like 100% APY on stuff. But the Lend platform was going to allow people to get 4% APY, and the SEC really just sunk their fangs into Coinbase, and Coinbase cowered down. It was like, no, after the pressure, they're like, I don't think we're going to sit here and do this Lend platform, which I get it, you don't want to be the one that takes one for the entire crypto space team, it's so they backed out of that. And they didn't do the Lend platform, but you could get the 2%, which is still better than banks, I guess. But now they've dropped that 2% down to 0.15% APY, and basically they're at the level of banks. So why even bother? I mean, it's not even FDIC insured. Not that anybody of us actually has used FDIC insurance. I certainly haven't, but it's just like, yeah, why bother at that point? And so that's not really a whole lot of incentive to bring people over to crypto, because stable coins are kind of the gateway drug, yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, so that's what I saw. Here's some of the comments. I like comments. I do things for comments. Let's see here. So Watiji, this is on Reddit. I found it because I couldn't pull up my email. 2% was already crapola, just pouring salt into the wound. Blah. As someone who faced their yields being paused by Coinbase since last year due to a bug, cannot unpause, and rewards show as 0.01. This sucks. Okay. And then somebody else, totally sucks, man. Not much point at all to it. At this point, seeing it isn't even FDIC insured. From 2% all the way down to 0.15% is hugely significant. Makes me think something is up. And that's possible, Who knows what's going up in their sleeves? Maybe they're going to, especially with all the stuff going on over in Ukraine and Russia, and then, Russia, them saying that, Russia is using crypto, as a replacement for the ruble, and people are buying up Bitcoin as a way to get around sanctions. And, I can see maybe there'd be some kind of crackdown, here in the United States on people who use crypto, because it's how they're going to get out around sanctions. And, because Russia's using it, and Russia's the bad guys now. And we, if you buy Bitcoin, then you're like Russia, and then demonizing more FUD, like just waves and waves and waves of constant FUD against crypto and Bitcoin. And they'll use that. And in the meantime, the Bitcoin price will totally sink and drop. All the while, all the main banks will be buying it up, including Russia will be buying it up at this low price. So the only people that lose are people like you and me in that type of situation. So yeah, anyway, nobody likes this back to the Coinbase, this rate lowering. I don't know how I got on that tangent about that. Oh, and one thing I did notice is that the Waves cryptocurrency it spiked up like over 100% right at the invasion. And if you don't know what Waves is another layer 1 cryptocurrency platform, blockchain. They have their own stable coin, they have their own DeFi, and it's Russian based. I mean, there's pretty much mostly Russians that use and build on that application and on that blockchain. And it's interesting, like right during the invasion, waves just shot to the moon and, like went up by over 100%. It's back down a little bit now, but it's just interesting to see how all this stuff reacts to geopolitical events. Anyway, so one thing I wanted to take a look at too, I interviewed, if you saw the last interview I did on Wednesday with Flow Science, he talked about his Cannabis Genomes DAO, and that was really interesting. I think that's a pretty cool project about the whole like decentralization of data, whether it be cannabis or be music or be whatever you want, your statistics or your art or any type of decentralized marketplace is really interesting to me. And the Zora protocol is doing this for NFTs, where you're eliminating middlemen, like Coinbase. It's just like taking out the centralization points. And that's what Cannabis Genomes DAO is helping cannabis growers and researchers do. There's Genomes DAO that is doing that for just straight up human genomes as well, for people to share and for people who get their genomic data, like in the along the same vein of Ancestry and 23andMe. However, they would get that service done. They would get the answers to their genomes, but then they would own all their own information, and they could have it be accessible on the blockchain, and then that anybody wanted to buy that information wouldn't know their identity, but the people that own their own genetic genome data information and analysis information and could sell that to anybody who wanted to buy it, because these 23andMe and Ancestry.coms, they're basically selling that data to the highest bidder. I mean, they might not be directly if you don't give them permission to, but a lot of times these companies change names, change entities. They form new partnerships, and the rules get kind of muddy, and then your data always ends up leaking out, and these people are making buttloads of money off of your data, and you're not seeing jack squat. And actually, you had to pay for the analysis to get done. Yeah. This is what the democratization of data has done. So back to my point is, the Cannabis Genomes DAO is building their DApp on Near. I was like, well, why Near? I mean, it's ERC20 based, but Near is compatible with both ERC20 and then their Near blockchain token. And he said, well, the Near allows, it makes it really easy for people to, like a lot of cannabis growers and stuff like that, and just normies, they don't know how to use a wallet. They don't want to have to deal with the seed phrase and the password and all that crap. They just want to get it done. And let's go here to the Near homepage. All right, they just want to get their transaction done. They want to get plugged in. They want to get to the website, connect their wallet, and they get good to go. And in the case of this Cannabis Genomes DApp on the website, they want to be able to connect that DApp to the Near wallet, and then to be able to upload and share their data on their blockchain, and to be able to put their data up for sale for other people to use for whatever price, or even just for free if they want to be charitable in that way. So he's doing it on Near protocol because it's real easy to use, user friendly. They don't have these long cryptographic addresses. They would have these small truncated names, so it'd be like Eureka John Near Wallet or whatever. And that's how he explained it to me. And also, the gas prices on Near are super cheap. They're not anywhere near what Ethereum is, and that's one of the main problems with Ethereum is its scaling issues and its speed, because it's slow and it's having problems scaling. They're working to fix all that, and that's what the whole thing is going on between the merge and the so-called Ethereum 1.0 and 2.0. But it's slow, and it's taking a long time to implement. And who knows when it's going to come out. But in the meantime, there's all these other layer 1 blockchains that have cropped up. Avalanche, Cosmos, Polkadot, Phantom. And everybody has their own little takes. And so why would Near sit here and create another layer 1 blockchain? It seems like, layer 1's kind of like layer 2 seems like the place to be. And, layer 2 are these platforms built on top of Ethereum. that allow for the speed, but they get their security from the Ethereum blockchain. So they're dependent on the Ethereum blockchain. But Near is another layer 1 blockchain, and it implements, what makes them stand out is it implements sharding. And I know what you're thinking. It's not like sharding in your pants. And I know every single YouTuber's probably made that joke. I'm sorry, but I can't help it. That will be a good Dumb and Dumber joke. So what sharding is basically just like parallel processing for blockchains. So if you think of Ethereum as one 2-lane highway, well, sharding adds a bunch of lanes to those highways, or if you have a database, then you have, East Coast customers and West Coast customers. Instead of, somebody putting in an inquiry, two different people put in inquiries, one person for East Coast and West Coast. Well, instead of the same blockchain dealing with just the East Coast and the West Coast customers, what they'll do is they'll split up the processing, and then like one of the shards will take the East Coast and one of the shards will take the West Coast, and they will do both of those transactions at the same time. I don't know. That's just kind of a really rough example. But yeah, it breaks the blockchain up into shards and to allow for that parallel processing. So yeah, here's their website. Solutions for Scaling. Near is eliminating the barriers to Web3 adoption with high speeds, low fees, and progressive user experience. Near's climate neutral blockchain is ready for explosive growth. Follow progress on sharding. I will in a second. And then Near is also running on multiple chains. They use this Aurora Layer 2 platform that helps to bridge between Ethereum and the Near blockchain. So the problem with a lot of these layer 1 blockchains is a lot of people don't want to go develop on them because they're like, well, Ethereum is where everybody is. Why would I go to this side party over here when there's not a whole lot of, dApps built on it? There's not a whole lot of activity. So everybody has created these Ethereum virtual machine compatible capabilities on their layer 1 blockchains, and Near has as well, and they've created the Aurora layer 2 platform, which kind of bridges over between Ethereum and Near protocol. So anybody that's coding is an Ethereum coder and an Ethereum dApp creator can go ahead and create their dApps for Ethereum, but then it can be compatible with Near as well, because what we were having, a lot of blockchains use different languages, and somebody would have to completely reinvent the wheel. For instance, Zilliqa is another sharding blockchain, that does the shards, and they run on a language called Scilla, so you would have to sit there and go and learn Scilla, like an entirely completely different language, in order to create a dApp on Zilliqa. And apparently Zilliqa is now Ethereum virtual machine compatible, but I mean, Zilliqa is just kind of like, the sharding has progressed and it's moved on, and Near does a different type of sharding now that's more advanced called Nightshade. That's dynamic sharding, and it scales and adjusts the shards as it moves along, so you're not already plopping in a 16-lane freeway in just like a small town like Springfield, Missouri, because Springfield hadn't quite grown that big yet, to justify a 16-lane freeway. And I think that's maybe what some of these sharding blockchains have done. But what Nightshade does, it allows the sharding network and to be able to scale along with the size of the blockchain. I guess, for lack of better words, I'm probably slaughtering this explanation, but you kind of get the gist. So it allows it to scale along with everything going on. And it's doing so, being Ethereum compatible, so somebody could code in the Ethereum native language, which is Solidity, and then have it work on Near, without like any hiccups whatsoever. So that's called Nightshade. Near uses validators. It's a proof of stake. It's basically delegated proof of stake, which they call it doom slug. Of all the words, doom slug. That's, hey man, why not? But that's anybody in a blockchain should be able to spin up a validator, I would think, a validator node, but that's not always the case. Sometimes there's some barriers to entry, which is the cost to run a validator. Let's go over here to the Near Blockchain Explorer. So they allow 100 total nodes, and I believe there's an auction system in order to be able to become a node. And what Doomslug does is, instead of the highest bidder being the one to run and finalize a block, they use like an auction, a random draw system in order to be able to eliminate just the highest bidder becoming the validator, the node that validates the transaction. So yeah, I slaughtered that explanation, but I mean, it's a different type of delegated proof of stake. Basically, another blockchain that uses delegated proof of stake is Arc blockchain, in which all the people that hold the tokens would vote on who they would want to. They vote with their tokens on who are the validators, and they have 50 on their blockchain. And so Near does it on a random basis. Arc does it on a voting mechanism basis, so you can allocate your tokens, which act as votes, to be able to determine who are the validating nodes. So Near allows for 100 validator nodes. You can contribute your Near and stake on these validator node pools. But let's see what it costs to run a Near validator node. So Near is running at about $10 a token, and 103. It costs 103,286 Near. I mean, I should know that, man. 103,286, but it's early in the morning. Let's just say 10 bucks a Near. So it costs $1 million and $32,860 to run a Near validator node. So the barrier to entry to actually like really participate in the network is pretty high. So I would say that if you were to characterize this as, each blockchain having their little characteristics like you see in video games when you're starting Mario Kart, who was the one that has all the speed, and then Bowser is like, really slow, but he's got it takes a lot to kill him, I guess. I don't know. He's slow but powerful, and I can't remember who the fast one is. Is that the princess? But each one has their own characteristics. And same thing with blockchains. It's speed, scalability, security. That's the trilemma. And it's really hard to get like a perfect one. Bitcoin is or decentralization, security, and scalability. That's the trilemma: decentralization, scalability, and security. Yeah, and security. Oh man, yeah, I'm terrible explaining things. So I would say that Near does not really score high on the decentralization one. I mean, Bitcoin is super high on decentralization. It's the most decentralized blockchain out there, and Ethereum is pretty high too. It's like the second one, But when you start getting to a lot of these other more scalable blockchains that are trying to address these issues of the speed that Bitcoin and Ethereum are facing, and the scalability, then you're getting a lot of these layer 1 blockchains that are compromising on decentralization a little bit. 617 nodes online. There's 100 validating nodes. So that's not bad, I guess. I think Harmony is a little bit less than that. Avalanche is more. It's about at like 1,400 nodes. I don't know. So that's that. Let's see here. Here's one of the dApps being built on Near. It's called Paras.id, and it's let's see here. It's a little NFT type of platform. Look at all these collections. All NFT cards. I don't. So 1.8 Near. It's about 1.2 Near. It's about $12 to buy this little NFT. So, it's cool. It's a little platform. Tezos has a good NFT platform as well. It kind of reminds me of this. But apparently with Near, whenever you're setting up a wallet, you can set up your wallet via, you can do your ledger, or you can get the seed phrase, which is the 12-word seed phrase, or you can do it with your email. And I know a lot of us crypto snobs would be like, I'd never do anything through my email. It's so basic. It's completely insecure. It completely eliminates, the whole reason we were doing crypto in the first place, to own your own keys. I get it. But, when you have somebody that's just trying to plug in and use something like somebody on the Cannabis Genomes DAO who's just trying to share their genome information and to sell their information peer to peer so they can make money off of their data, stuff like that. But still their identity is protected, but it's just not as secure using an email account. So I sat there and I tried to set up a Near wallet. It advertises itself as being so easy, and it probably is, but I can be a total dumbass in a lot of situations, and I could not get the freaking Near. First of all, okay, so create my wallet. All right, so let's get started. And I created my wallet, and I did both ones. I did the secure passphrase and I did the email just to test it out, but I was having some freaking issues. Let's see where I was coming to. I would end up just like at a stopping point because, all right, let's see here. I'll receive a verification email. Let's just say Eureka Street Crypto Hub at gmail.com. All right. And so I'll secure my account. It's going to send me the verification email. So let me go over here to my Gmail, and I will just refresh this little bad boy right here, and I will get my code, to be able to log in, and you're going to see what's going to happen, because normally this would happen and it's fine, and it progressed me to the next step. It's low adding right now, and while I live stream, when I load, it takes a while, but anyway, I put in my code. So to not belabor this, I put in my code, and I got to that, and then it says, okay, you have to deposit some Near in order to be able to get your everything fully finalized. And I went to go, then it gives you a MoonPay link, or it diverts you to like 5 different exchanges. You can choose that link, and I'm not a member of any of those exchanges, and so I just did MoonPay. And then I went to MoonPay to try to buy some. I was going to buy 4 Near and $40 worth, and then it told me that I cannot buy in my location. So I put on my VPN, and then it didn't allow. It says, even with my VPN on, and I tried 4 different countries: Sweden, Hong Kong. I've tried Singapore. I tried India. I tried Ireland. And none of them worked. So no matter what, 02. Okay, all right. So let me get back over here. So yeah, nothing was working, even with a VPN on. And then it gives me a little way to copy and paste. Okay, so MoonPay is not supported in your. Okay, so buy with MoonPay right here, and right here I will go to this. So it's not allowing me to buy Near, basically, which blows. And I couldn't find it. I wasn't able to download it on my phone to try it that way. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of at a stopping point, and I couldn't even copy and paste the code and the private address. I mean, I did end up buying some Near on crypto.com, and I guess I could transfer it from crypto.com to my wallet, but I can't seem to establish a wallet. So yeah, what a pain in the ass. So it's not as smooth sailing of an experience as a lot of people have said, as far as I know. This is my experience, so maybe you're not as much of a dumbass as I am. But yeah, the Near protocol is a dApp platform and Ethereum competitor that places a premium on the developer and user experience. All right, I can't say my user experience has been amazing so far. What is Near Block Protocol Blockchain? It is a decentralized dApp platform that focuses on usability among developers and users. As a competitor of Ethereum, Near Protocol is also smart contract capable and a proof of stake blockchain. Near uses sharding technology to achieve scalability, a core aspect discussed later. Okay, the native token Near is used for transaction fees and storage on the Near crypto platform. Tokens can also be used for staking by Near token holders who wish to become transaction validators and to help achieve the network consensus. Near was built by the Knee Collective and conceptualized as a community-run cloud computing platform designed to host decentralized applications. It was also built to be both developer and user-friendly, hence having such features as account names that are human-readable instead of cryptographic wallet addresses. Yeah, and that's pretty cool. Like the whole idea of ENS follows that. I mean, DNS, domain name servers, like people were squatting on DNS names back in the 90s, and some people made a killing from it. I'm squatting on several .crypto domain names. So yeah. So anyway, decentralized applications have boomed in the crypto community with dApps that run the gamut from games to financial services. However, it has also become apparent that scalability remains a problem in most blockchains. The issue of scalability is common among blockchains, especially among older ones such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. The challenges are mainly brought about by blockchain's difficulty in handling large numbers of block transactions at fast speed and manageable costs. Projects such as Near seek to address this issue by building an entirely new blockchain using a different architecture. Near's solution to the problem was implementing sharding. By using the sharding strategy, Near is able to break up the blockchain into similar, more manageable segments. This reduces the burden on the network by reducing computational load, resulting in an increased throughput of transactions. The whole highway analogy I was telling you about earlier. This explained it a little better. As mentioned earlier, Near Protocol uses a proof of stake system. Nodes interested in becoming transaction validators stake their Near tokens to be considered for participation. Token holders may also delegate their stake to the chosen validator if they do not wish to operate a node, which costs you $1 million right now. Yeah, you got to spare $1 million to operate a Near node. Generally, validators with larger stakes hold more influence in the consensus process. Validators on Near are chosen via an auction system, and they're chosen at every epoch, typically a 12-hour interval. And that's the whole doom slug mechanism that we're talking about. So meanwhile, dApps can be built on Near just like on Ethereum. This is made possible by Near's cloud infrastructure, which combines serverless computing and decentralized data storage. Knee operates using hundreds of globally located servers. The sharding strategy. Nodes in any blockchain typically have three main functions: processing transactions, communicating valid transactions, and completed blocks with each other. Processing transactions, 1, 2, communicating valid transactions and completed blocks with each other, and 3, storing the history of network's transactions. Okay, so as network grows and becomes more congested, these functions become more difficult for the nodes to manage. Knee uses a sharding approach that enables the network's capability to grow even as more nodes join. High network utilization results in network nodes dynamically splitting into multiple shards, and then computing is then parallelized over these shards, reducing the computational load required of each node. Through sharding, nodes are not required to run the entirety of the network's code, which is the case of Bitcoin nodes, and just the code relevant to its shards. Near Protocol assumes transactions will touch multiple shards, which is the default behavior for most smart contracts. I won't read this whole thing, but then they go through some of the dApps on there. Why use Near Protocol? Users are typically drawn to Near owing to its unique sharding technology that facilitates fast and secure transactions at lower costs. On top of this, developers choose Near to build apps that require high volumes of activity. Likewise, Ethereum developers planning to build bridges to their application to Near can also use its Layer 2 solution, which is called Aurora. And then Near Protocol investors can add it to their investment portfolio and bank on Near's unique solution to scaling sharding. So, basically, Near implements sharding. It's one of the things that makes it stand out, and it also gives you the the unique domain names, wallet names that are not cryptographic addresses. So I would say those are the two of the big main things that make Near stand out. Yeah, interesting. It's been booming. A lot of people speak very highly of Near, and Near right now is a buzzing layer 1 protocol. So I don't know. I don't know if it's worth investing in or not. I mean, I put in $40, so I have 4 Near tokens. Yay! Oh man. All right. Well, that being said, I think I've rambled on long enough. Damn, 40 minutes. Jeez. All right. Yeah. So I got up at 4 this morning, and I was just like, I'm awake, dude. Yeah. I might as well go downstairs and do a show. All right. Well, I will talk to you guys later. I swear I'm gonna find the right thing. There we go. Did I? I'll just play the intro. All right, man. Well, I'll talk to you all later.